Hello everyone, welcome to the Red Men TV. It's time for your reactions as Liverpool came from a goal behind to beat West Ham United by 2-1. The goals coming from the penalty spot to Mohamed Salah and Diogo Jota off the substitute bench, having had one ruled out for VAR, then found the net from a wonderful through ball from Xherdan Shaqiri. I'm going to be taking your reactions if you are here live with us on YouTube, and remember, get a comment in by just typing the word Mate first, which is me, which is how you I know that you're talking to me and not chatting amongst yourselves. I'll then fly over to Twitter and get some reactions from the tweets as well. Fire Lapster says, Mate, Shaq and Jota deserved a start from the beginning the next Premier League game. Yeah, it's an interesting point, isn't it? Because for me, they're proven just how well prepared Liverpool are depth-wise. In an attacking sense, you know, we've got some issues defensively. Obviously, we've had so many injuries there, and least of all, of course, to Virgil van Dijk, you know, and obviously the ongoing problems with Joel Matip. But what we've got is genuine quality in the attacking positions and in ways that allows us to make changes that suit our style of play. And this is maybe a slightly veiled dig at Divock Origi. It shouldn't be, because he's really good. It's not his fault that he doesn't perfectly fit what we do. But Shaqiri, I think we'd have seen this more of this last season. He's had so many injury problems. He's so good. Shaqiri is so good at football, and that's what he's doing right now is fine. That's fine for me. Jota is beating down the door to get more starts for us. But great. I mean, the beauty of, and I said this in commentary, what it's allowing us to do is to make positive changes from the bench. It's all well and good saying give him a start. Now, you know, I mean, and that's fine. That might well come. But I like having someone who's got real pace and dynamism to come onto the pitch. It really changes the way we play in a positive way. Not like fundamentally. What I mean is when you are starting to lose energy and starting to dip and you need a little bit more spice to your attack, he brings that. And I really enjoy that indeed. Leon Geary with the €5 super chat. Thank you so much, Leon. Says last 4 games since VVD got injured, Liverpool defenders have gotten man of the match. #stat. Yeah, and I think let me know on the Nat Phillips stuff, because I thought he had a really good game today. I saw Sky giving him man of the match. I'm not sure who would be my alternative, to be perfectly honest, but it's I think the focus is on these players because everyone's expecting Liverpool to be crap without Virgil van Dijk, so the bar for a good performance at centre-half for Liverpool has been lowered dramatically, and that sounds like I'm being really disrespectful to Nat Phillips. I'm not. It's just that, yeah, it kind of is it is the way it is at the moment. Everyone's desperate for us to either be crap or to cling on in some way, shape or form. So when a defender comes on and plays well, everyone's like, oh, look at this. Liverpool have got other young players who can come in and play well, as though our entire lives were hinged upon Van Dijk. It's bullshit. Complete bullshit. Liverpool have got a world-class squad. And look, we are a bit threadbare at the moment. But look, Nat Phillips, 23 years old. He should be capable of coming in and playing some decent games of football. And long may that continue, certainly. Sabin Iliev says, mate, glad to see Resilient FC back on their game. Can't wait for Thiago to bring back some clarity and those killer through balls. Yeah, it was lacking. It was lacking a bit of Thiago today. They're the games that he's going to have a real tangible impact on, I think, where his bravery, not just in receiving the ball, but obviously also in passing the ball into people, really sets the tempo. We were a bit safe for too much of that game. And look, again, it is what it is. Liverpool are making their way through this season at the moment. At this point, and I said this after the Sheffield United game, I'm not arsed. I just want Liverpool to win, and we should all remember that the wins are more important than the method in which the wins are being achieved at the moment. But yeah, when I think, and you can see it with what Klopp said pre-match, we need to make sure Thiago is fit for a stretch of games now, and we need to make sure Naby is fit for a stretch of games, because when you've got players like that in, they are transformative players. And the good thing is, again, look, there's Xherdan Shaqiri cropping up and doing the business for us there. Absolutely amazing. Scott Hawks, mate, Klopp saw what we needed, and even more than last year. We had the options available to come on and fix it. Bobby's form might require a bit of a break. Look, it might do, but we've never been think about it. It's not something to get annoyed or wound up and angry about. What a wonderful situation to be in. Finally, we're going. Well, I actually still heard a bad game in the week, but Minamino could start for me, and I'd be absolutely fine to see. I'd like to see Minamino start with Salah and Shaqiri a little bit more, just to see what he can do, how he can do the Bobby role. And then you've got Jota in there, and you've got Shaqiri in there, who can all add bits and pieces. Perfect. look, the perfect world scenario is Bobby Firmino gets back to his absolute pinnacle again. But if he doesn't, this is a good time to have a lot of cover, and that's the situation that's been engineered by Michael Edwards and by Jurgen Klopp as well. So yeah, it's something we should definitely take encouragement from. Prajesh Pujari made the ball from Shaq was exquisite, great option to have when not injured. Yep, that's the important point. Jota brilliant, pushing for a starting position. Nat Phillips absolutely bullied Haller, brilliant on his Premier League debut. Jan Evans as well saying Nat Phillips brilliant tonight. So many people saying the same. I know. Sorry, Scott saying not angry at all. Happy we have two viable options. No, I wasn't. Sorry, I wasn't suggesting you were angry. I just see a lot of like people up in arms about Bobby needs to get dropped. Like it's a big thing. It's not a big deal. Bobby's class, isn't he? If Bobby gets back to form, perfect. If he doesn't, we're in a great situation, aren't we, to actually rotate him, which is a really weirdly, perversely encouraging sort of thing for us. Right, I'm going to pop over to Twitter and get some of the Twitter reactions to this. Mohammed Ansab Chowdhury, Nat Phillips is the fourth best centre-back in the world, and it isn't a debate. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Sam Craddock, Shaq and Jota really knocking on the door for a regular start, especially Jota, literally changing games when he plays. Husband material here saying Shaq is a sexy bastard. He is, isn't he? He's found his powers again now that he's taken all of his arse hair and stuck it on his head. Odiko, Nat Phillips, man of the match, and he's not the only one with that shout as well, because look, I don't think he put a foot wrong all game, and it's slightly aided by the fact that Gomez has that slightly dodgy header away that leads to their opening goal, of course. But he largely, he was pretty much. It wasn't perfect there, really. It wasn't a perfect performance. It was just a really good, solid defender's performance from Nat Phillips, and particularly for the guy I think who no one really saw as having a Liverpool future. He was, by all accounts, going out at least on loan. I think that was fantastic from him. Mr. Hal C, ZUK saying Phillips man of the match as well, which yet again, absolutely. I can't really see too many other shouts other than that. In fact, let me know who else is worthy of a man of the match shout in the comments. Liverpool fan says Jota should become a regular. Phillips would make a great stopgap centre-back for Van Dijk. Yeah, he's fine. I'm not. Look, we should be. Look, we enjoying our Phillips' performance. That was really good, and we've got lads stepping up to the plate. Reece Williams has done really well when he's been called upon. By and large, I think Joe Gomez is handling the responsibility of being Liverpool's senior centre half pretty well for a lad who's been charged with being the guy who throws his body on the line defender for Virgil van Dijk for a couple of seasons now. Yeah, we've got good talent, and I think we're managing them through games really well at the moment as well. Nat Phillips will. If he has to play loads of games, he'll have iffy games. He just will. So I'm not looking to poo-poo it by any stretch, but yeah, enjoy this performance certainly, and we'll see how players handle it in the coming weeks. But right now, the most important thing was definitely just getting the win. Carl McClone, Shaq and Jota changed the game. Phillips was phenomenal, absolutely. Official dickhead of Struzal. Is it too soon to put a Jota on the shoulders of Lord Divoc's statue? Too soon, yes, but there's no reason we can't start the crowdfunder for it now, so that when it hits, a bit like our Henderson mural, we had that lined up ready for the moment because we knew Liverpool were going to win the league, so we could get it in preparation, we could get it ready, we could get all our ducks in a row. So let's get the little Jota addition to the Divock statue ready, so that as soon as as soon as he inevitably wins the Champions League for us or books us another league title, then we can have that statue ready to go. Soggy waffle, Jota makes me moist, absolutely. Mo Klopastani, not a good performance at all, but Shaq and Jota, fire. And yeah, I'll come back to that point actually in a second. But Darren Crotty, another 3 points, another subpar performance. Phillips solid, Jota deserves to be starting, Bobby doesn't. 3 points in the bag, move on. Hopefully some more players will be back for next game. Squad riddled by injuries, but we're still winning. Champions mentality. That is a phenomenal comment there from Darren. I just think that's all the pertinent points, absolutely smashed out the park there. That was a crap performance from Liverpool, and recency bias, which we love to talk about on here, makes us feel loads more upbeat about it, because we should. Look, Liverpool win. That's all you can. That's the best you can ever really ask of from your football team. You can't demand wins, because there's 11 other lads who are going to be facing the similar demands from all of their fans as well. And so you have to just take what you can from football, take your moments of enjoyment, and if your team manages to win, enjoy that. Liverpool are are, as mentioned, threadbare defensively at the moment, really managing our way through it. You know, we've had, I mean, I did the injuries in the starting 11 prediction. There was 8 players who had either doubts or completely ruled out of this game. Eight lads who could all reasonably be starting in any given 11 for Liverpool. Of them, I think we managed to get, you know, Mo Salah back in the team despite a little knock or whatever. Yeah, Liverpool are getting through a really tough spell of the season at the moment, and they're top of the league. Great. Prajesh, just following on from his point earlier, says, mate, and just to add to that, hope Phillips goes on to prove to be a reliable option, that we don't need to jump into the market for another centre-back. Shows that if they're good enough, anyone can start. And that's one thing about Jurgen Klopp. He's very good at getting performances out of lads, of making the thing, whether they have that ability or not. I think the way we all analyse football, or we've grown more and more, the modern way of analysing football is just like, because of FIFA and Footy Manager and PES and all that thing, there's players who are good, and that's how good they are. That's how good they stay. There's no accounting for the magic of someone being handed an opportunity out of the blue, putting on the shirt and absolutely fucking owning it. And Nat Phillips did that today. I thought he was really, really good. And again, he might not go on and make it. You know, he might be like last season. He comes back on loan to do a job for us. He does a job in the FA Cup game, has another game on the bench because we need him, and then he goes back out on loan. And we might well find that happens. But you also might find somewhere between him, between Reece Williams, and between Billy Cometio, and even when Fabinho comes back, that something changes and someone steps up and someone cements themselves as a real option moving forward for Liverpool. That for me is the magic of footy, or one of the magics of footy, and we shouldn't get too carried away with this notion of like someone's not good enough, blah 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 blah. Good comment here from Scott. He kind of reiterates about the Gomez. Gomez has that one dodgy moment with the header, which I think can happen to kind of anyone. I think it's good anticipation, and it's by no means a gimme in terms of the goal. It's a good finish. Gomez is putting in good performances, all told. He's the one, I think, who's bearing the burden for this defence. He's the one who understands the line, the position and all that. He's the one who's leading the defence. So it's kind of being unsung. He's probably got a lot more pressure on his shoulders in some regards, but look, fine. The most important thing, inevitably, even with all of this, is that, again, Liverpool are winning games of football. We did this last season as well. We ground out lots and lots and lots of wins, lots of 2-1s. We had no Alisson. We didn't keep a lot of clean sheets. We got Alisson. We've got a weaker defence. We've got a weak in midfield at times. And the fact that Liverpool are managing to crank it out, and going back to the point that was made on Twitter just there, it is the form of champions. Whether this carries on, I don't know. But yeah, Liverpool aren't great. And yet here we are. I've watched many Liverpool sides down the years who've not been great, and they've had loads of injury problems, and those injury problems have got in their own heads. It's like a prophecy of doom, a self-fulfilling prophecy of doom, and they've capitulated under it. So far, so good. There will be more sticky patches. Liverpool will drop points. Liverpool will have games that they don't win. But again, so far so good. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed here on YouTube. You guys who are club captain and club legend tiers will get the final word from the show, 60 minutes on Monday, looking back on this in more depth and detail. I love that show. It is one of our best shows, and it is a bonus piece of content for people who do subscribe here. If you want more Redmen TV content, and I highly advise that you do check this out, whether you get your content in video form or in podcast form, we've got you covered on the redmentv.com. Documentaries, interviews galore. It's a 3-part interview, world exclusive with Liverpool's former CEO Peter Moore. Is one of the most fascinating interviews I've ever conducted, and it is there in 3 parts, bingeable to the nth degree for all you guys who subscribe to the redmentv.com, and loads of other bits and pieces as well to keep you going throughout the season. With lockdown coming, you're going to need a little bit of extra content to keep you entertained. We got you. We have got you covered, so go and subscribe to the redmentv.com. Other than that, there's a few bits and pieces as well. If you want to support the channel, you can do, whether it's just dropping likes on videos, or whether you buy merchandise or books, or by subscribing to the website, or becoming a member, or following us on Twitch. Whatever you want to do, just know that it's all appreciated. Love you guys very much. Chris will be back with the player ratings very shortly, and then I'll be back with the instant match reaction following that. Thank you very much. See you all soon. Up the Reds.